Well, what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE SmackDown Live Review, the show from April 2nd, 2019. So SmackDown on April 2nd, on my birthday. Yeah. And by the way, because my birthday was on April 2nd, that means I am 33 years old. I was born in 1986. But anyways, Baltimore, Maryland is where they're at for SmackDown, and your commentators were Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves. And this was the go-home show of WrestleMania for SmackDown Live. And I want to say, what pertains to SmackDown, I wanted this SmackDown show to be a better go-home show than when that Raw was. Did it do it? We'll get to it right now. So, we got to the opening segment of the show, the KO show, Kevin Owens, interviewing AJ Styles and Randy Orton. And Randy Orton basically talks about how proud he was that he ruined the Randy Orton and AJ Styles match from last week on SmackDown. Because Kevin Owens referenced that. And Orton said something about basically saying the same thing about him climbing the mountain in WWE while AJ Styles were climbing AJ Styles climbing small mountains, something like that. I don't know. Orton saying something about Styles wrestling in gymnasiums and with 50 people, whatever, and then while Randy Orton has been wrestling in front of 10,000 people in big arenas and everything, that type of thing. I said he's been at WrestleMania for over 20 years. WrestleMania 20. Basically, that was his first WrestleMania. Basically, Randy Orton's first WrestleMania. He's not there yet. Okay, I think he said for nearly 20 years. So basically, he's kind of almost there, but not really. But whatever. AJ Styles talked about, Randy Orton, you done a lot in WWE, especially getting suspended and failing by failing drug tests, which doesn't matter anyway, because even though Randy Orton did fail the drug test twice, Randy Orton was still pushed. He was still the top guy. He was still getting on world championships after world championships, and other championship titles as well, like the United States Championship and the Tag Team Championship. Either way, Randy Orton still got pushed, but but whatever. Basically, Randy Orton talked about how hard work doesn't pay off that much and everything, because he's been in WWE for a long time and everything. And talks about how AJ Styles' legacy is now John Cena legacy. Basically, he is the new John Cena, and like, no, he's not. So basically, this led to Styles and Orton fighting, and Owens just left, and then Orton got the best of Styles when Styles trying to go for the phenomenal forearm, gets caught with the RKO, and basically it's telegraphing that Orton might lose at WrestleMania, which hopefully that happens. So yeah, basically it's this whole WWE guy versus the indie guy thing that WWE is going to be doing for Styles and Orton, and we'll see what happens at WrestleMania for that one. I'm excited for that match though too, folks. There's a lot of cool stuff that they could do. Right, where Orton could do an RKO out of nowhere, just AJ Styles. So, for example, that was one of them. The phenomenal forearm that Styles trying to go for Orton on SmackDown. Orton calling with the RKO out of nowhere. So, we'll see what happens at WrestleMania though. I have a lot of faith this match is going to be good. And Orton's into this feud between himself and Styles. And then we get to a match. We got Aleister Black, Ricochet, and the Usos versus The Bar, which is Sheamus and Cesaro. We get Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. They're wrestling and everything. I was basically doing in and out of this match, basically, folks. Like, what does this all mean, anyways? What's the purpose of this? But Usos, Aleister Black, and Ricochet won the match. I don't remember who pinned who, but also Alexa Bliss comes out because she's gonna be the host of WrestleMania 35. She says a lot has changed since she left SmackDown and everything. Like, I myself, okay, but why are you there? Like, I don't care if I don't care if on here or talking anyways, but since she's there, what she's there. So she basically says that it's gonna be a fatal 4-way tag team championship match for SmackDown. Basically, it's gonna be Ricochet, Aleister Black versus the Usos defending their tag titles versus The Bar versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. So now all of a sudden Rusev and Nakamura gets a match at WrestleMania, especially Nakamura. But anyway, and after that they start beating up on each other and everything, the teams, and that's how they sell. They're going to try to sell the final thing, before we go to WrestleMania. Sorry, folks. It's allergy season, by the way. I'm trying to find this sneeze, but yeah, there you go, folks. That was the final build for that match. That's been advertised since this final week of before we get to WrestleMania. They should have been build this up, but whatever. The Icons came out. They cut a promo about how the SmackDown Tag Team Championship is going to be a fatal 4-way, just like their match is going to be a tag team fatal 4-way for the Women's Tag Team Championship. They're going to basically become new tag team champions by beating no matter if it's Natalya or Beth Phoenix or Nia Jax or Tamina, because the champions the champions do not have to lose a match to lose the belts, and basically they're going to become tag team champions at WrestleMania, and they say at WrestleMania with them being tag team champions, it's going to be iconic. And there you go. That was nothing else to say about that. The Miz, he talked about what WrestleMania means for a lot of different people. Basically he referenced Kofi Kingston. Referenced about Shane McMahon, about how he's gonna have his match against him at the Falls Count Anywhere match. Well, Shane McMahon's probably gonna do something crazy in that match too. So also let me get Miz saying that that Shane McMahon what he did to his dad, that makes him a son of a bitch. Shane McMahon made a match for the Miz to go up against Sandy in the handicap match. Miz was getting the better of the Sandy, and Sandy got the numbers came out on him. Shane McMahon changed the match to a Falls Count Anywhere match. Match happened it happened not just in a ringside. I hope it happens happened in the crowd, happened at backstage, happened outside of the arena. I thought it was good. Oh, good that WWE does that. They need to do that more often. But Miz won. He became Super Miz again. Sandy, supposed to be a build-up, faction. They're supposed to be unstoppable. They're supposed to be crazy. They're supposed to be these guys, these rebels that you can't stop. And Miz stops them. Whatever. They're whatever. Sandy, the WWE has been treating them lately on main roster has not been them meaning much anyways. And they should leave. Or at least send back to NXT. They'll be better off on NXT anyways. So after the match was over, Shane McMahon was in his van, I guess. Look at the Miz, and then he goes away to driver basically. And Miz is standing there while he's watching him leave. Also, we see a cop car showing up out of nowhere. I say to myself, oh, what happened? Basically, not really, but I kind of knew what was going to happen there. And sure enough, a police woman, I believe it was, came out of the car and took Becky Lynch out of the car. So basically, it was Becky Lynch showing up. Basically, after the match was over, with the Miz and everything. So, yeah, I'm supposed to believe that something like that happens in real life. But whatever. But Corey Graves calls out Becky Lynch because Becky Lynch needs to make a statement about Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. And Yeah, basically about the whole thing with her being released from prison and everything, whatever. Becky Lynch stands on the top on the broadcast table instead getting in the ring to be interviewed by Corey Graves. She said no disrespect to Corey Graves, but she wants to answer to the people. And I thought she got a good promo about her while she was in the cop car. What a difference a year has been with her. For being in the pre-show of WrestleMania last year, and then being an afterthought and being in the Women's Money in the Bank, where she came close to winning the briefcase, and then what pertains to SummerSlam, and then being friends with friends with Charlotte for over the years, especially at the time of NXT, and then they're not friends anymore and everything, and Becky Lynch becoming a different type of woman now, and then the whole thing where the man Becky Lynch is now. And now, with her being the women's champion, basically, with her almost getting a match with Ronda Rousey at one point, and then with her winning the Royal Rumble, and then going to WrestleMania, and then being one of the first women's with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair to main event for WrestleMania for the first time for the women's. And then she said she's gonna make history by winning both belts at WrestleMania. And there you go. So yeah, I thought it was a good promo, but I just didn't care about that much anyways, because I thought this show on SmackDown was getting weird at this point. And it got even more weird because all of a sudden we get these you get 8 person from their respective battle royals for WrestleMania, which could be on the pre-show. The men for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then the women's for their WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. They come out. Basically they had their own entrances basically. They didn't all come out together basically, but it basically was a 18-person tag team match. I'm like, what the hell is this match? So basically, they're having at it. Also, Lacey Evans does her troll walk, her gimmick walk, and that was it. And basically, with WWE doing that with Lacey Evans doing that while they're all having a match, tells you that that was a waste of time anyways. And sure enough, it ends in a no contest. They all start fighting. I'm surprised that the women's didn't fight against the men, and the men didn't fight against the women either. But whatever. But yeah, this went way too long, folks. I'm like, why was this even happening? But Asuka got the better of it. She threw Jeff Hardy over the top rope. Basically, she saw eyes on favorite to win the battle royal. And when WWE does this type of thing, that means she's not gonna win. It's fucking can't believe this to Asuka. She should be in the main event too, with the women's after what they did to her last week. But no, Asuka doesn't matter though, right? She should leave too, by the way. Samoa Joe versus Mustafa Ali. They took away his first name and just call him Ali. Another thing that's stupid in this company, taking away names. But Samoa Joe and Mustafa Ali, I'm not calling him about Ali, I'm calling him about Mustafa Ali. When you think of Ali, you don't think of Mustafa Ali. You think of one of the greatest of all times, the late great Muhammad Ali. But anyways, they had a match. Samoa Joe won. Match, it was alright, but did this match really need to happen anyways? And Samoa Joe wins, which means he's going to probably lose at WrestleMania. Which I don't want to see Samoa Joe lose anyways, but we'll see what happens. And basically, the match is going to be Mysterio and Joe for the United States Championship. Surprised Mysterio wasn't even on the show. And finally, we get to the final segment to end the show. The WWE Championship contract signing that was orchestrated by Michael Cole. Thank God it wasn't Vince McMahon. But at the same time, Michael Cole, really? You could have Corey Graves, but whatever. Dan Bryan comes out with Rowan. The New Day comes out. Kofi Kingston looking serious, sort of. And then you got New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods acting like goofballs. Especially Big E. Especially when Kofi Kingston was sitting in the chair looking all serious and everything, and Big E's gyrating and doing all this ridiculous shit that I didn't want to see. It's supposed to be why could just Kofi Kingston come out there by himself? Why couldn't you just leave those two guys out backstage? It's supposed to be about Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. Why the New Day had to be out there? Because whatever. Anyways, Daniel Bryan cut a promo about the fans about their favorite on Kofi Kingston there to win the WrestleMania to be the champion. And Dan Bryan's telling these fans to he's trying to teach Kofi Kingston a life lesson, and these people need to listen too, because this could be a life lesson. This could be a life lesson for them too. Basically telling them to shut their mouths and everything. Dan Bryan being a good heel, by the way, saying that these fans are parasites and ignorant. Saying that Kofi Kingston was in Dan Bryan's shoes at one point, which is true. Dan Bryan wasn't that shoe. Was in Kofi Kingston's shoe at one point back in 2013. Even in 2012, where they didn't want Dan Bryan to be the guy and everything. And now Kofi Kingston in that situation where he could be the guy by the fans' choices and everything. With the whole Kofi Mania, the whole Kofi Rocks chant and Kofi Rock. And the Kofi chant, just the Kofi chants basically. Basically, saying the Kofi chants are like the yes chants for Daniel Bryan, which it is kind of it is getting to that point with Kofi Kingston right now. But Daniel Bryan, basically told about one more lesson for that it's gonna be it's not gonna happen for Kofi Kingston, basically that it's just a fantasy that's not gonna happen, that he's not gonna be champion or anything. But Dan Bryan, before he said this and everything, he basically signed the contract first, and then he started doing all this talking and everything, and while Kofi Kingston just listens. And all of a sudden Kofi Kingston starts talking, and he starts saying to Dan Bryan, basically he stands up and basically kind of from Dan Bryan. Dan Bryan wasn't a little in shock and everything, and basically Kofi tells him to shut up and listen to as Kofi Kingston educates him, gives him a life lesson. That Dan Bryan claims to be him, to think that he knows a lot about Kofi Kingston, and saying that I got news for you, that you don't know much about me and everything. Kofi Kingston talking about he hears from him talking and realizing that he doesn't know what a thing about him. Dan Bryan basically talking about Dan Bryan being a world champion for 2 years. Within 2 years of being in WWE, and that Kofi Kingston he stood by and let other people get by him, and then complain, that whole type of thing. And basically getting cut to the chase, saying that for 11 years he's been waiting for this opportunity, and he's finally getting it. It all leads to this moment that he could culminate by winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania when he defeats Daniel Bryan. He signs a contract, and it was official. Dan Bryan and Kofi Kingston is not official, even though it's already been official, but still. It was good. And that was the show, of SmackDown. Other than that, all I can say is Vince McMahon was not involved in the segment. Because some people were saying if Vince McMahon does get involved in this segment, he might find a way to do something different in this whole thing, where Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan is not enough. It's got to have something else in it too. So thank God that didn't happen. But yeah, and that was SmackDown. Weird show for a go-home show for WrestleMania. It wasn't bad, but they could have done better. It just felt like a weird show, But talking about wrestling for SmackDown from April 2nd, 2019, 3 matches. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna just give you a 4 out of 10. It wasn't anything that special on the show. But hey, at least we got a match that was added for WrestleMania, which means it's gonna take uh it's gonna be more exhausting since it's gonna be a 6 hour WrestleMania, and then you have 2 more hours of pre-show if equaling eight hours if you're that crazy. But there you go. That was WWE SmackDown Live. This was your WWE SmackDown Live review from April 2nd, 2019. And now, welcome everyone to WWE 205 Live Review, the show from April 2nd, 2019. They were at Baltimore, Maryland. Basically, same place like SmackDown was. You know, the whole thing where at the SmackDown, they do 205 Live shows on the WWE Network. Which you have your commentators this time is Nigel McGuinness, Vic Joseph, and Aiden English. So, this was also what pertains to Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese, the Go Home Show edition, what pertains to WrestleMania 35 pre-show. Yes. But yeah, let's get to the show, folks. Not gonna take too long. And basically let you all know it was a 2-match show. So, there you go. But the opening match was Oney Lorcan versus Kalisto. And a very good match. You know, both looked very good in the match. And while this was going on, basically, well, actually, it only happened, basically, well, let me just say the Lucha House Party, they first came out, obviously, whatever. But yeah, it was a good match though, between these two. You know, Kalisto was doing his thing, Oney Lorcan was doing his thing, and basically Oney Lorcan, I guess he's now a heel, and also he's officially part of the 205 Live roster, and the way he's been carrying himself on 205 Live right now, I love it. Him being a heel and him being aggressive and everything. I mean, he's always been aggressive and everything, but I think he's more aggressive when he's a heel, and he's showcasing that against Kalisto. So I'm loving this Oney Lorcan. I'm loving this style of Oney Lorcan, and I want to see more of that. I mean, he could be doing so much better than 205 Live, in my opinion. He should be more of that on NXT. But I guess not. You know, I mean, how's that going to end up too? By the way, with Oney Lorcan and Dane Burch. You know, they're supposed to be a tag team. What, is that tag team over now? I don't know. Unless they decide to turn those two, Oney Lorcan and Dane Burch a heel tag team on NXT. I don't know what they're doing with that, but we'll wait and see. Because they haven't really talked about that on NXT that much, basically. So whatever. But the match, yeah, like I said, it was pretty good. In the end, Oney Lorcan won with that half and half suplex, with basically half and half Nelson suplex, basically, and got the win over Kalisto, which is good. And yeah, it was an impressive victory in a very good match. We got Tony Nese being interviewed by Kayla Braxton, where retains to Tony's going up against Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship title. WrestleMania pre-show. And Tony Nese saying that no one expects him to win, and will pertains to Buddy Murphy not assuming that Tony Nese was going to be at 205 Live last week, but he was at the Performance Center where Buddy Murphy was at, and everything, basically because Buddy Murphy is scared and everything. Also, Buddy Murphy attacks Tony Nese from behind, they basically start brawling backstage and all that. Start beating each other one another. They go to the stage, and we got referees and securities come out to and a few agents come out to try to break them up, do the whole pull apart. Buddy Murphy tried to get a cheap shot on Tony Nese, but Tony Nese got away, and two securities end up getting hit by Buddy Murphy. Tony Nese got the better of Buddy Murphy, and then gives him the running Nese, which is the running knee, but he calls it the running Nese. And then basically he lays out Buddy Murphy, looks at the WrestleMania sign, points at it and everything, and basically tells you right there that Buddy Murphy ain't gonna lose, unfortunately. Basically, Tony Nese is gonna it's just gonna be another prop to pull over Buddy Murphy in a very good match. But I'm by the way, folks, where we're saying to the WWE Cruiserweight Championship title match, Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese, on the pre-show of WrestleMania. It's gonna be way better than the Battle Royal for both men and women's, basically. Men for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and for the women's the WrestleMania women's Battle Royal. I did the women's Battle Royal will be fun, in a way, but the men's Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, it's gonna be a closer fight because you got the SNL guys involved. Hopefully the Hardboys will make it better. Just saying. And then you got and they got Buddy Murphy defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Tony Nese. After Tony Nese win the tournament to earn the right to face the Cruiserweight champion. It's gonna be a good match. Two former partners, two former friends going at each other. Basically going at each other's throats for the Cruiserweight Championship. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and that was a good way to build up the heated feud going into the pre-show of WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight Championship. So it was pretty good. And finally, the main event, Akira Tozawa being accompanied by D. Brian Kendrick versus Mike Kanellis being accompanied by Maria Kanellis. Match itself, it was pretty decent. And it ends up being pretty good as well. At one point, Mike Kanellis sucker punches D. Brian Kendrick on the outside. Match could continue on. D. Brian Kendrick got into the ring, only to cause the officials to break the count. And then allows Akira Tozawa to pick up the win over Mike Kanellis. So basically, Mike Kanellis, they're telling you Mike Kanellis is a loser on 205 Live. He can't win matches. Even with D. Brian Kendrick there at Akira Tozawa's corner. I don't know why they're doing this on Mike Kanellis. I mean, if Mike Kanellis wants to leave, along Maria Kanellis. If they want to leave, they ask for their release, so let them go. They don't want to be there. They're unhappy with this company. It's ridiculous, man. Why can't they just leave? Just let them go, and let Mike Kanellis be back to be Mike Bennett elsewhere. I don't understand this at all, but yeah, that was the final match to end the show, and there you go. Yeah, not much to say about the show, folks. It was a 2-match show, and it was just a segment that, and also a beat down segment. I mean, a brawl segment, basically, from backstage and then to the stage by Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese to sell their feud. So, nothing to say about the show. So my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go with 5 out of 10. Yeah. So there you go. That being said, thank you all for watching. Where it pertains to SmackDown and 205 Live review from April 2nd, 2019, on the day of my 33rd birthday, it's the Natural Born Thriller saying peace on the streets. Take care.